Live on Today FM. We're delighted to have this.
Good morning, Ian.
This opportunity to talk to you. It's been an emotional week for you, hasn't it? It really has.
Well, I think it's important to
was it? No, it was the Wednesday, wasn't it?
yeah, it's nearly a week to the day. But I think it's important to point out, Ian, that it was an emotional week and an emotional day for everyone concerned. And the facts are that after the announcement in the parliamentary party meeting, that every member.
Is this before the announcement?
No, this is after the. This is before the announcement.
The public announcement.
This is before the steps. But that after every member of the cabinet was crying.
Was crying.
Well,
even like Brian Cowan.
Well, Brian Cowan is a personal friend of mine, and Brian Cowan was in bits.
Was he?
It's unusual to see tears streaming down Brian Cowan's face, just staring at you, screeching.
Right.
But I won't easily forget.
Dermot Ahern. I mean, it seems like a fairly.
Dermot was in a heap.
Was he?
Ian,
really?
Face all blotchy, red eyes, banging his fists off the table. It was a rough sight, but
genuine tears.
There was a lot of crying in the room.
Crying going on. Mary Harney
held it togetger, Ian.
Did she?
Held it together a little better. I mean, she was crying.
Yeah.
I mean, but she was trying to stay strong.
Yeah.
For Martin Cullen, who was in a very bad way.
Was he?
He was howling at the ceiling and throwing things around the room. I thought it might have been just a reaction to the fact that we were in there for an hour and he hadn't had a cigarette, and he does get a bit tetchy at times and things go flying. But no, it was the announcement that did it to him, and Mary was just gently rocking him, trying to placate him, and even Noel Dempsey and Micheál Martin, who wouldn't always necessarily see eye to eye, just held hands.
Did they? Isn't that nice?
And then they
so
started.
Kind of brought people closer together.
And then they started crying.
Then they say,
But we have to move on now.
We do. And listen, because a lot of people are saying, text messages coming. What's going to happen to Gift Grub now?
There's business to do, and there is the whole issue of handing over the reins of Gift Grub and all that entails.
But you're not going to just disappear, surely.
Well, I'll no longer be making decisions at an executive level in that regard.
So you'll have to wait to be asked, really.
Oh, well, I will. If I am asked, it'll be on a consultative basis.
Okay, right.
I've had a happy 9 years at the helm, but on Tuesday, May 6th, I'll be handing over the mini discs to Deputy Cowan.
Okay. And do you have any tips for your successor at all at this stage?
Well, I've had
he or she, maybe.
Well, I've had a lot of fun, Ian, doing Gift. Met a lot of interesting people. But Deputy Cowan has his own ways, and he's a personal friend of mine. But not many people know this, but he's an extraordinary mimic.
Is he?
And if you ask him to do, well, you can ask him yourself when he takes over. But if you can ask him to do his Condoleezza Rice, it's cutting. And you'd want to see him doing Angela Merkel. You'd be on the floor. I mean, I've also told him he can have.
Women he does, isn't he? Specializes.
Well, he takes a special line in women, which is kind of, he knows that if he does something, he wants to surprise you.
Okay,
and I've told him he can have in Facta. If he wants it, and he's thinking about that because obviously a lot of development has gone into that.
Do you think that maybe Gift Grub should go in a different direction then? I mean,
well, I think he should concentrate a bit more on maybe Enda Kenny. Right. I think he could do with a bit more attention.
But is Enda Kenny colourful enough? Is he?
No.
Okay. Right.
But if I could do it all again, Ian, I probably would have had a closer look at the likes of Eamon Gilmore. And Pat Rabbit, for that matter. But then again, maybe I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
So listen, that's up to the next incumbent.
Thanks very much, and best luck to you. What's next for you, by the way? Now, at this stage?
I have a number of options, Ian. There's me memoirs, and I'm also looking at a lecture tour, which would be on the cards as well.
Would that be like sort of the way Bill Clinton goes?
Well, it's actually with Bill Clinton, Ian, and the proposition is to have four of us involved, four former leaders, myself, Bill Clinton.
Is this like Pavarotti?
Well, it has been described a bit like that. But
three tenors.
Bill Clinton, Tony Blair, and myself, Bill Clinton, Tony Blair, and Nelson Mandela.
And Nelson Mandela?
Yeah.
So Tony Blair, Bill Clinton. Yeah. This is a good lineup.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela and yourself are going to go on tour giving lectures and things, is it?
Yeah. It's a very good lineup. I mean, you even got a call off Dennis Desmond, so that shows you how good of a lineup it is.
Really?
Anyway,
very good.
It's a different angle though, Ian. It's not just giving lectures, it's a black tie situation, so we'll be on stage and there'll be a lecture, but we all come out together.
Like Vegas sort of thing.
Well, we all come out together at the end, and there might be a joke and a song, and they're sort of promoting it as a kind of a Rat Pack meets world leaders. So that's where we're at.
Good departure, yeah.
I've been thinking
I like
already,
it.
yeah.
Have you got a name or?
Well, we were going to call it the Ministers of Sound.
The Ministers of the...
But ticket sales were attracting the sort of wrong demographic.
See, this is it. People can mix up the ministry.
There was a lot of young people calling, but now we're called Nelson and the Pencils.
Nelson. Nelson and the Pencils. Yeah. Right. How?
Well, there's Bertie. Okay. There's Blair. There's Bill. That's
Bertie.
See, we were talking about this, and that's 3 Bs.
3 Bs.
And then Bill said that's 3B is a pencil, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was Nelson.
Right. Oh, 3B is the thing you sometimes...
Yeah, so we called it Nelson and the Pencils.
Nelson and the Pencils.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think people will get that?
No.
Okay, right. Fair enough. Okay, actually, I have a little bit of...
Yeah, we've been working on it already.
Because they're doing one of those fly-on-the-wall documentaries, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're following us around.
They're very kindly giving us this. And this is a little taster.
This is our rehearsal.
So this is yourself and Tony Blair and Bill Clinton and Nelson Mandela all together.
Yeah.
So it's Nelson and the Pencils.
For 78 nights only.
78 nights,
Ah, Nelson, you really are something, brother.
And you are a crazy cat, Bertie.
Oh, Bertie, that's good to see you, man.
Well, absolutely, I agree. But I think it's really, time we got started. Daddy started out in San Francisco, tooting on his trumpet loud and mean. Suddenly a voice said, "Go forth, Daddy, spread the picture on a wider screen."
And the voice said, "Brother, there's a million pigeons ready to be hooked on new religions.
Hit the road, Daddy, leave your common law wife. Spread the religion of the rhythm of life."
And the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. Put a tingle in your fingers, a tingle in your feet. A rhythm in the bedroom, rhythm in the street. The rhythm of life is a powerful beat.
And the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. Put a tingle in your fingers, a tingle in your feet. Rhythm in your bedroom, rhythm in the street. Yes, the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. Nice tap dancing, Nelson.
Oh, brother.
Oh, look at them moves.
What a cat.